Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sports Dom coming back with another video. And so the Buffalo Sabres have signed defenseman Mattias Samuelsson to a 7-year, $30 million contract extension. So he'll be paired with either Rasmus Dahlin or Owen Power. It's probably going to be Owen Power. Um, he has been paired with Dahlin, and they're probably going to keep it that way for at least the beginning of the season. Probably, you know, see how they gel together. But I think he's going to end up with Owen Power because they're both young, uh, and he'll probably want him on the line with Owen Power to teach Owen Power. Um, so it is a 7-year, $30 million contract extension. He wants to be here. He wanted something long term, and they worked out a 7-year deal for him. So he's happy. The Sabres are happy. Um, he wanted to be here long term, and they got it done. They also signed head coach Don Granato to a multi-year contract extension. Now they're not saying the terms of this deal or any money involved in this deal, but it is a multi-year contract extension. And these kids under Don Granato were on a 102-point pace. They had a hell of a March. I think they went like 16-9-3 in March. And then the season ended in April. And they Darlene had 13 goals and 53 points under Don Granato. The best offseason by a Sabres defenseman. The best offensive season, by a Sabres defenseman. And nearly 30 years old. Rasmus Asplund, Jacob Bryson, Dylan Cousins, Henry Jokiharju, and Victor Olofsson all joined in establishing career high point totals under Don Granato. Tage Thompson had the biggest breakout under Don Granato with 38 goals, 68 points. Don helped the 24-year-old make that leap. Now he came over in the Ryan O'Reilly trade with the St. Louis Blues, and he was a big piece. That's who they wanted. He had to be included if we were going to trade O'Reilly. Tage Thompson had to be included in any sort of trade talks. If he wasn't, the deal wasn't going to go through. But Mattias Samuelsson and Don Granato are here for many, many years. Samuelsson tallied 10 assists in 42 games with the Sabres last season. So he is well worth the money. He's still young. He's only 22. So by the time his contract runs out, he'll be about 29, almost 30 years old. So he's here to stay unless they decide to trade him, which I don't think they will, because I don't think anybody's going to want to take on that money, especially for a defenseman in that contract. Like I said, they signed Tage Thompson earlier this offseason to a 7-year contract as well, worth $50 million. They got Jeff Skinner wrapped up for 7 years, $72 million. So they got a lot of money invested in the young kids. And Samuelsson was drafted 32nd overall in 2018. So it wasn't that long ago. He served as captain of Team USA at both the under 18 and under 20 World Championships and as an underclassman at Western Michigan University. And he is a defender. He averaged 21 minutes and 19 seconds of ice time in 22 games from March 10th on, during which he led the team in hits with 63, blocked shots with 32. He showed a propensity for using his 6'4" reach to strip the puck from opposing forwards when defending the rush. So that's something that the Sabres have needed for a long time. He's going to grow, and he's going to be able to teach these kids, and Don Granato as well. I really like that signing. He got the kids. When he took over this team from Ralph Kruger. Oh man, that guy. Fucking Ralph Kruger. This team played much, much better. Ralph Kruger couldn't get him to do anything but lose. Don Granato took over. You saw they started getting physical. They started hitting. They started shooting the puck a lot more. All Ralph Kruger had him doing was shooting and passing. That's it. Clear the zone. That's it. Don Granato comes in. You chase the puck. You go after. You hit people. You go to the net. That's what Don Granato wanted these kids to do. In his first season, Granato oversaw a young Sabres roster that experienced tangible improvement from beginning to end. The Sabres went 16-9-3 in March and April, a 102-point pace. Now, they didn't get 102 points, but they were on pace. And that would have been enough for a wild card playoff spot. That was last season. I do believe. Yeah, he had the interim label removed on June 29th of 2021, so he was hired last season to as full-time head coach of the Buffalo Sabres, and they were pretty impressive under Don Granato. That's why I say I think they're going to surprise a lot of people this year. And Ottawa is going to find out tomorrow night. Well, it's past midnight, so tonight. Ottawa's going to find out tonight what these Buffalo Sabres are all about and what they can do. I like the lines that Don Granato puts together. On the first line, it's going to be Jeff Skinner, Tage Thompson, and Victor Olofsson. They're all locked up for a long time. So this line will be together for a very long time. Then you got Jack Quinn, Casey Middlestat, and Alex Tuch. Alex Tuch, I really like his style of play. I like how he plays. He came over along with Peyton Krebs from the Vegas Golden Knights in that Jack Eichel trade. And then on the third line, this is going to be a heck of a line. It's going to be Peyton Krebs, Dylan Cousins, and JJ Peterka. JJ is another young rookie who made the Sabres roster. They loaned him to Rochester for a few, but he'll be back up. And then on the fourth line, you got Zemgus Girgensons, Rasmus Asplund, and Captain Kyle Okposo. That's going to be another line. We have 4 quality lines. And then you got Anders Bjork and Vinny Hinostroza. Them are our 2 fill-ins. And then the defensemen, you got Mattias Samuelsson and Rasmus Dahlin. So he is going to begin the season with Dahlin. Then you got Owen Power and Henry Jokiharju. That's a good pair. Henry Jokiharju came over in a trade with the Chicago Blackhawks. And then you got Jacob Bryson and Ilya Lyabushkin. And then Casey Fitzgerald. He's going to be like a floater, like someone they need to fill in. Say if someone gets hurt or something and they need a guy to come in, you got Casey Fitzgerald for that. And then the goalies, you got Craig Anderson and Eric Comrie. Now, Craig Anderson is going to start against Ottawa, I believe. And I think that he's going to play a majority of the games. But I think sooner or later, Eric Comrie is going to take the job from him, like maybe next year, because Comrie signed a 2-year deal. Craig Anderson only signed a 1-year deal after last year's 1-year deal. So it might be next year, it might be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Eric Comrie as our goalies until Devin Levi is ready. Devin Levi, still in college. He wants to finish out his college career before joining the Buffalo Sabres. Again, we acquired him in a trade with the Florida Panthers, where we sent Sam Reinhart to the Florida Panthers for Devin Levi. So, a lot of these games are going to be on MSG. We're going to have 12 games on ESPN Plus and Hulu or TNT. And of course on WGR 550 on the radio. So, guys, comment in the comment section below on what you think. And as always, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a video. In the comment section below, tell me who your team is, and I will try to do a shout out video to your team and go over, your team and stuff like that. That's something I want to try and do for you guys. That's something I want to try and do for my subscribers. So comment down below in the comment section who your team is. And of course, mine is the Buffalo Sabres. And let me know. And I will definitely give your team a shout out. And I will be doing a channel shout out here within the next day or two. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for my Ottawa Senators at Buffalo Sabres recap. And stay tuned for my Buffalo Bills at Kansas City Chiefs preview. Until then, go Sabres. Let's beat the Senators. Let's start this season out 1-0. We're at home. We're taking on a very, very tough Ottawa Senators team. It is going to be a tough game. But I think the Buffalo Sabres will pull this out. I think Don Granato is going to find a way to squeak this win out. Even if it's in overtime, even if it's a shootout. I want to win in regulation. But I don't care if it's a win in overtime or the shootout. Just beat the Ottawa Senators. Let's win some games. Let's win games. And let's get into the playoffs this year. Like I said, stay tuned for my Ottawa Senators at Buffalo Sabres recap. Go Sabres. Let's beat the Senators.